Welcome to Ben Davis University High School's 2020 commencement ceremony. My name is Rebecca Doherty Saunders, and I am the principal at BDU. It is my honor and privilege to have served as principal for these past 3 years to these amazing young men and women. To the class of 2020 graduates, and on behalf of the BDU staff, I want to tell you how proud we are of everything that you have accomplished. You represent a fraction of students in the United States that will not only be earning your high school diploma today, but many of which will also celebrate the accomplishment of being recognized as a college graduate. The choice that you have made to attend BDU and put in the hard work and effort to not only earn your high school diploma, but your first college degree while in high school will forever impact your lives in a positive way. Congratulations on your accomplishments. As principal of Ben Davis University High School, it is my privilege to certify that the candidates presented today meet the necessary qualifications for the conferring of a Core 40 high school diploma by the state of Indiana, many with both academic and technical honors. I now ask the superintendent of the MSD of Wayne Township Schools, Dr. Jeff Butts, to join me at the podium as I present to him the candidates for the Indiana Core 40 high school diploma.
Thank you, Mrs. Doherty Saunders. President Bowman, President Johnson, members of the Board of Education, members of the Board of Trustees, Superintendent's Cabinet, Principal Doherty Saunders, administrators, faculty members, parents, family, friends, and most importantly, the Ben Davis University High School class of 2020. Thank you for the opportunity to be part of this wonderful and unique day in the history of the MSD of Wayne Township. USA Olympic hockey coach Herb Brooks told the USA hockey team before the 1980 Miracle on Ice, "Great moments are born from great opportunity." Greetings to the class of 2020. Over the last several months, you have been on my mind every day. Jokingly, in early March, many of you were lobbying through social media for one extra day off due to the weather, or even just a 2-hour delay. Then the coronavirus pandemic hit the United States, and then Indiana. None of us could have ever expected on March the 12th that would be the last day you would physically walk the Ben Davis University High School hallways as a student, or that the next time you walk through the hallways of Ben Davis University High School, you would do so as a graduate and an alumnus. Your story is like no other graduating class in the history of Wayne Township. It will be one that will forever distinguish you from every other graduate who has ever received a Ben Davis University High School diploma. It will be a story that you will reflect upon at your 5th, your 10th, your 25th, and even your 50th class reunion in 2070. During this time of our schools being shut down, I began a lunch series where I read a children's book on YouTube. I had forgotten how many life lessons we can transfer from children's books. For instance, we can all do things that we did not think possible, like the dancing giraffe, Gerald. Or, there are some things that we cannot change, but we can change the way that people see us, like Augie in We're All Wonders. Or, that this situation only reinforces that we must have dreams and pursue those dreams as happy dreamers. One of my favorites, you all have talents. Sometimes you can't see them, but others can, like Marisol did in Raymond's drawings in Ish. And sometimes that unicorn that turned out to be a goat really turns out to be our favorite sparkle. You have missed out on a great deal in your 8th semester of high school. So many activities and events that you were looking forward to, including in-person graduations at Vincennes University and for Ben Davis University High School. An additional lesson that I was reminded about during my Lunch with Dr. Butt's readings was that we can overcome our fears. Like Humpty Dumpty did when he got back up again, climbed up that wall, and learned how to fly. Or when Jabari, for the very first time, climbed to the top of the high dive and jumped into the pool. You know, this situation may have knocked us down, but it has also given us the greatest of opportunities. My favorite quote from the movie Coach Carter came from one of his players, Mr. Cruz. He said, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. It's not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our lights shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. We are so proud of you, class of 2020, and we look forward to watching you shine as you write the next chapter in your book, take the next step of your journey, and begin the next phase of your future. Congratulations. Now, this will be the first and the last time you ever hear me say this at a high school graduation. Graduates and family, when you hear your graduate's name read, please cheer as loudly as you possibly can. Principal Doherty Saunders, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the state of Indiana and the Metropolitan School District of the Wayne Township Board of Education, I hereby confer on you the Indiana Core 40 High School Diploma with all the honors, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining. In addition to the completion of the Indiana High School Core 40 Diploma, many candidates here today have earned varying numbers of college credits, collegiate certificates, and associate degrees. At this time, Mr. Michael Woods, Assistant Dean of Instruction for Vincennes University, will present those who have met the associate degree or certificate requirements from Vincennes University.
As Assistant Dean of Instruction for Vincennes University, it is my honor, Dr. Johnson, to present you the class of 2020. It is my privilege to certify that these candidates meet the necessary qualifications for the conferring of various degrees. The faculty has prepared the students to meet the requirements of the university and join me in recommending the appropriate degrees be conferred. I now ask our president of Vincennes University, Dr. Chuck Johnson, to join me at the podium as I present to him the candidates of the degrees of Associate of Science, Career and Technical, and Certificate of Graduation.
Thank you, Mr. Woods. Greetings, Ben Davis University class of 2020. I'm Vincennes University President Chuck Johnson, and I am honored to commemorate this special occasion with you. Though none of us wanted to celebrate this occasion in this fashion, please know that it does not diminish what you've accomplished. The high school diploma, along with your college credits, credentials, and degrees, those things you've earned through Vincennes University will be with you forever. And those are things that you can use to build on for your next stage of your education and your career for many years to come. I applaud the work of you, your teachers and advisors, your parents and other family members and loved ones, those who have helped you to get to this point. I know you share in this gratitude and encourage you to let those special people know just how much their interest, encouragement, and help has meant and still means to you. In this time of rapid transitions and isolation, we've been blessed to see so many reminders of courage among us. Courage by our healthcare providers and first responders to stay at their posts, even when their own safety could be at risk. The courage of our government and policy leaders to make difficult decisions in the face of so much uncertainty and change. And the courage of essential workers and all of you who have continued to help move our society and economy forward despite the obstacles and challenges you faced. Witnessing all this courage has led me to wonder, what exactly is courage? What makes someone courageous? If courage is the willingness to act even in the face of personal loss or danger, I believe there are two elements that lead us to be courageous. The first, I believe, is character. Character is about what we value, hold dear, and those things that help define who we are as a person. Character is ultimately how we are judged. It sets the stage for how others will remember us. And in our life, our character will be tested, as will yours. In business and in the way you interact with communities and significant relationships, in all the ways your character will be tested, it's those who value you and you value that will mean the most to you. If you value little, you have little to lose, but you also suffer from a lack of purpose, making it difficult to find a direction in life. So to understand your own character, you have to ask yourself, what things are most important to me? Family? Honesty? Truth? Money? Admiration? Faith? Respect? And how are these values then reflected in your everyday priorities? What decisions do you make that reinforce these values, and what things do you do that diminish them? Do you walk the talk? Yet character alone may not create courage. One can establish boundaries for themselves but not be willing to take action for others' sake. So the second element of courage is compassion. Compassion is more than just sympathy, feeling sorry for the plights of others. It's more than just empathy, putting yourself in their shoes. No, compassion also means having the desire to make things better for others. It is through compassion that many great social movements have occurred, from Gandhi to Martin Luther King Jr. and Nelson Mandela. It was with compassion that Mother Teresa cared for the sick and poor of Calcutta. And it is with compassion that we perform all manners of everyday kind acts. And yet, compassion alone cannot create courage. One can be compassionate and not risk anything. And so I believe it is with the combination of character, what we value, and compassion, caring for others, that we find the kind of courage that sustains us through times like these and the countless other small difficulties we will undoubtedly face throughout the rest of our lives. I applaud all of you for your courage through this time. But more importantly, I urge you to develop and understand your own character while living a life full of compassion for others. For that is how you will be courageous in the future when all of us need you to be. Again, congratulations to all of our graduates. I wish you much success in the next phases of your education and career. And please know that I and all of the Vincennes University faculty and staff are so very proud of you. And so, it is by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Vincennes University, I hereby confer on you the degree of Associate of Science in Career Technical and Certificate of Graduation, with all the honors, privileges, and responsibilities thereto pertaining. Congratulations.
Jimmy O'Hara, Business Department, Ben Davis University High School, 2020 Teacher of the Year. On behalf of Dr. Butts, Michael Woods, Rebecca Doherty Saunders, the great faculty and staff from both Ben Davis University and Vincennes Universities, and the custodians, bus drivers, and cafeteria workers, we would like to congratulate the senior class of 2020 on this commencement day. To Norm Leonard, we say welcome, and to Carl Stillwell, we say thank you for your years of service and dedication to Wayne Township. We wish you a happy and relaxing retirement. Cheers, my friend. To the community of Wayne Township, stay together, stay tough, keep helping each other. We will get through this. To the healthcare workers, first responders, food providers, truck drivers, trash collectors, we say thank you. For those of you who have lost loved ones or who have loved ones that are sick from any illness, you are in our prayers. Hello again, class of 2020. We hope you are safe and well. We miss you and we are proud of you. Back in November of 2017, your sophomore year, I saw a job position for a school called Ben Davis University. I laughed and I thought, well, it's big enough to be a university. Then I realized it was a separate institution from the high school. I soon realized that BDU is an amazing place to teach. Beautiful facilities, excellent teachers, very, very diverse population. I love that. Dual credit curriculum, brilliant concept. Students can graduate with up to 65 credit hours. And you can graduate with a high school diploma and an associate's degree from Vincennes University, the oldest university in Indiana. Love the U Cafe, miss me some baked potato. Love Club Friday, love the honor schedule, love the morning announcements that are sometimes read in the afternoon, or not at all. 2020, you will be the 11th graduating class at BDU. You should be proud of your accomplishments, and you are my favorite graduating class this year. However, this journey was not easy. Some of you took 8 classes in a semester. Wow. Most of you are also working a part-time job, working 20 to 40 hours a week. Some of you were taking care of baby brothers and sisters while your parents were working. Your days and nights were long, and you were busy 7 days a week. Your reward is the knowledge you could do anything you put your mind to. You also received an education that no one can ever take away from you. You saved at least $40,000 in tuition fees. To be honest, college will be less time in your day. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. In the late 80s, I was in a marketing class for my MBA at UIndy. When I heard a professor from Colorado University, Morris Massey, give a lecture called "What You Are is Where You Are When." Basically, your personality is created by who you are growing up with, your parents, your siblings, your peers, your church, your school, sports, and hobbies. In order to change who you are, you need to see things differently. The acronym CSEE stands for Significant Emotional Events. People growing up in the following decades. In the 40s, people saw Pearl Harbor, World War II, the atomic bomb. In the 50s, we saw Industrial Revolution and the invention of the TV. In the 60s, we saw the civil rights movements and the invention of the evil credit card. In the 70s, we saw Vietnam, Watergate, and the invention of computers. In the 80s, we had AIDS, we watched the Challenger explode, live, and the innovation of video games. In the 90s, we saw the Berlin Wall fall, cell phones, and the internet arrive. In the 2000s, we saw September 11th, Google, and the class of 2020 was born. Some of you were expected, and some of you were not, but here you are. In 2010, the unthinkable happened. The Cubs won the World Series after 108 years of playing baseball. Mr. O'Day watched both World Series. Now, 2020, we have coronavirus, or COVID-19. What do you see, 2020? As a coach, I used to say the eyes are the most important thing to an athlete. The eyes move the feet and allow you to use your technique to perform any sport. Look around, 2020. What do you see? Evil or good? Sadness or gladness? Strife or victory? Despair or hope? What will be your choice? Our eyes will be on you, rooting for you, to be happy and successful. I can see my business students today in my heart in room UD1. To my right, I see Aaron, Antonio, Marco and Jacob, Amarani, Lauren, and Kimari. In the center, I see Deja and Hawa, Jade and Sophia, Michael and Jamera, and Sweet Caitlin. To my left, I see Brooke, Nancy, and Magali. I see Beauty and the Beast, Colleen and Justin, and Anna and Bethany, my future accountant. I wish I had one more lesson with you. All I would say, in 2020 we have learned that the lessons of life are a lot more difficult than the lessons of school. The world hit the pause button. We needed to slow down. We learned remotely. We hung out in Google Hangout. We get dings from Parent Square that remind us we still have work to do. We saw the loss of life, the loss of jobs, the loss of prom, the loss of graduation, the loss of normalcy. Author Kitty O'Mara said the following about 2020. We stayed home. We read books. We listened. We rested. We exercised. We made art. We played games. We learned new ways of being. We stopped and listened more deeply. We meditated. We prayed. People began to think differently. The earth began to heal. And when the danger ends, people found themselves, they grieved for the dead. They made new choices. They dreamed of new visions. They created a new way of living. 2020, I ask you, how will you move forward? What is your vision for the future? You have been given a lot, and you have also given a lot. You have worked extremely hard for this day. You should be proud. You should be thankful. You should say thanks to those who have pushed you to do your best, for those who have watched over you in good times and in bad times. 20 years from now, I can see myself with my great-grandchildren. Virus, she's a little clingy. Quarantine, we call him Q-Dog. He likes to stay in his room and play video games. And TikTok. He's a very good singer and dancer, but he cusses a little too much. They will say, Pops, what did you learn about COVID-19 20 years ago? I will say, save your money, enough for 3 to 6 months of your income. Save for retirement as soon as you begin working. Keep your loved ones safe from harm by doing the right thing. 2020, I hope you see clearly we are all going to be all right. We will succeed. In conclusion, I would like to recite the lyrics of Louis Armstrong, It's a Wonderful World. This song reminds me of what I saw during quarantine. We started this quarantine at the end of winter, and now we are into spring. It goes like this. I've seen trees of green and red roses too. I've seen them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I've seen skies of blue and clouds of white. The bright, blessed day, the dark, sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, and also on the faces of people going by. I've seen friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies crying. I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh yeah. Congrats 2020, and remember, we are Wayne. Be safe, we love you, and when you're in the neighborhood, come by and visit. Mary Thompson will gladly let you in.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Steve Akinsinmide, and I am honored to represent the class of 2020 as the valedictorian this year. On behalf of the class of 2020, I would like to welcome faculty, family, friends, and distinguished guests to the commencement ceremony of the Ben Davis University High School class of 2020. Before I begin, I would like to thank the Wayne Township staff and administration for their support throughout our education. I would like to thank parents and family members for their unconditional love and support since we began school. And most importantly, I would like to commend my fellow graduates on their achievement here today. Well, graduates, we made it. Today marks a major turning point in our lives. We have dedicated the past 4 years of our education with our blood, our sweat, and tears to get to this moment. It seems like it was just yesterday when we were freshmen in high school. We were all so nervous and excited to start high school. I remember the first day of high school, I thought I was the freshest dude to walk the earth. Many of you may remember me wearing a bright red graphic t-shirt with a big hot Cheeto bag on it. There was possibly nothing you could say to me that day that could make me feel inferior. But looking back at that memory just embarrasses me. Our sophomore year, our first year at BDU, was filled with a dramatic change. It was a season of new beginnings and new friendships. Not only were we at a new school, but the rigor of work significantly changed. We were now in a college-based atmosphere. As we entered our junior year of high school, we were faced with more difficult classes, and we had to deal with the stresses of the SAT and the ACT. Junior year was the year that we figured out who our real friends were. And last but not least, our senior year. We began to figure out who we were and what we want to do with ourselves. Senioritis came crashing through as we began our final year. We applied to colleges and we were accepted, and we were awarded with many scholarships. After we got into college, many of us wondered, why are we still here and why are teachers still giving us work? We just wanted things to speed up to our graduation. These 4 years went by so fast. We began high school as children, and now we leave as adults. We have grown so much individually and collectively. All of the sleepless nights, the endless essays and projects, excessive studying, and hard work has truly paid off. We stand here today as a testament to our successes and achievements over these past 4 years. This class of 2020 has undoubtedly been the most successful class of BDU history. We can proudly say that we earned an associate's degree while in high school. At the same time, we have been one of the most resilient classes as well. We survived the referendum, and now we're graduating through a global pandemic. We have flourished through the midst of adversity. It's only customary that a graduation speech should be ended on a couple pieces of advice. The first piece of advice that I want to give is to not take anything for granted. March 12th of 2020 was the last day of physical school. We did not expect this date to be our last day of school. We couldn't say our final goodbyes. We weren't able to take pictures of our final moments. We weren't able to go to our senior prom or other senior events. Many of us went about our day as if we had many days to come before we graduate. It is important to value every day as if it's our last, because we will never know when the end will come. Steve Jobs stated, if today was the last day of my life, would I want to do what I am about to do today? We shouldn't procrastinate with the things we want to do. My mother always tells me that a stitch in time saves 9. It means that if you want to do something, then you should do it immediately. Let's start living each day of our lives with meaning and accomplish things every day. The next piece of advice that I want to give is to be the best that you can possibly be. In every aspect of your life, truly strive to be the best. Do not give anything less but your full effort. Many people doubt that they can be great, but everyone was born with the potential to be great. Many of the accomplished people that we know, like Mark Zuckerberg or LeBron James, only became great because they gave it their all. I believe that greatness is in all of us. My third and final piece of advice is to be persistent. Persistence means to keep trying and trying again. It is important to be persistent through difficult times. Look, we're going to be faced with many obstacles in our future, whether it's in college or in our careers or in our relationships. You might feel like giving up. You might feel like nothing is going the way you planned. But if we cultivate the habit of being persistent, then eventually everything will turn out all right. Being persistent will bring us closer to success. We have all grown into great individuals that would truly change the world. I know that we will have doctors, lawyers, engineers, influencers, CEOs, entrepreneurs, and even leaders that will come out of our class. As we part ways, we will embark on a life journey, on a life filled with adversities and successes. Tupac Shakur said it best, remember one thing, through every dark night, there's a bright day after that. So no matter how hard it gets, stick your chest up, stick your head up, and handle it. In closing, I would like to thank all of my teachers, peers, leaders, mentors, and classmates for their positive impact on my life. It is because of these people that I am the person standing here today. I give thanks to God because He has blessed me throughout my life and has guided me on a path of righteousness and success. I would like to give a special shout out to the person who created Quizlet because God only knows what high school would be like without it. To conclude, it has been an honor to attend Ben Davis University High School with you all. And as we end one chapter in our life, make sure to be successful, be inspirational, and be sensational. Thank you.
Addison ReAnn Adams. Naomi Omokhose Agboalu. Sunmisola Rachel Akinsinmide. Steve Damola Akintarinwa. Aiden Nicholas Alcala. Isabella Nisalina Anders. Antonio Eduardo Arteaga. Oluwasefunmi O Babatunde. Kailynn G. Bardell. Lorenzo Amani Barnes. Mariah L'Oreal Barnes. Hawa Berry. Amber Regina Baran. Cara Sue Blackburn. Deja Lene Blades. Brianna Eshelle-Marie Booth.
Sarah Aisha Budaya.
Bethany Rae Bovee. Destinee Roland Bradley. Gabrielle L. Brooks. Deja Angel Brown. Julian Burch.
Sarah M. Campbell.
Shirley Francesca Casimiro. Timothy D. Charbonneau. Jessie S. Chiziwa. Aaron Michael Craner. Ivonne Davalos. Antwon L. Davis. Daisy Jo Dean. Marelin Diaz. Srila Donthireddi. Shakaya Rhea Edwards. Isaac Gabriel Falk. James T. Frederick, John A. Garcia, Amare Kefielu Garrett, Nancy Gonzalez Robles,
Jennifer Amelia Gossi,
Melba Jean Grady, Brooke L. Greenier, Stella Francis Griffin, Bethany Irene Gutierrez-Vasquez, Daniel Michael Hacker, Logan X. Harlan, Lauren Blake Hart, Allison Elizabeth Haymond, Anthony Michael Helms, Maria Enriquez Vargas, Brenda Jasmine Hernandez, Natalie Nicole Hernandez, Jacob Matthew Himes, Nicole Marie Holcomb, Kimari J. Hollins, Jade Sincere G. Johnson, Samira Lavance Jones,
Michaela Kristen Joyner,
Sophia Elizabeth Laxtons, Kelsey M. Lee, Alma Delfina Lemus Cardenas, Shapira Janique Lewis, Adrian Alonzo Magallanes, Sierra Nicole Masco, Justin Lee Masters, Rachel Lynn May, Thomas D. McCord, Sofia Medina, Xochitl Jocelyn Medina Diaz, Wendy Nayeli Medina Ochoa, Genesis Mendez Reynoso, Amairani Harkin Mendez-Hernandez, Michael Francis Miles, Dylan D. Mitchell, Madison Danielle Mitchell, Jack Eric Mooneyhan, Angie Elizabeth Morales de los Santos, Aisbeth Moreno Valdez, Jumeirah Lana Muhammad, Jannah Muhammad, Temitope Victoria Oyewole, Katherine Esther Paez,
Saul Perez,
Edgar J. Perez Areola, Jermel Anthony Perry Jr., Sonny James Radford, Magali Guadalupe Ramirez, Caitlin Renee Randall, Lear Wren, JC Nicole Reedy, Donavan A. Sales, Nathan Albert Sanchez, Alyssa Lene Scott, Hannah Marie Scott, Katherine S. Segura, Kenia Serrano, Melisa M. Shumate, Dominic Snelbaker,
Adriana Lee Staten,
Destinee R. Stearns, Amani Marie Stepp, Scoey Stewart, Colleen Danielle Stone, Mandy Marie Strong, Taj Eric Tibbs, Marco Antonio Trejo, Austin James Van, Guadalupe Vasquez, Kiana Wells, Anahi G. Wicker, Kyle Matthew Williams, Savannah Sequoy Williams, Anna Grace Wilson, Jacelyn Renee Wilson, Sincere Woods, Ryan Marcus Warmald, Kyla Jean Young,
Mubarak Faber Yusuf,
Class of 2020 graduates, I'm back again to lead you in the final part of our commencement ceremony today. The turning of the tassels from right to left is a tradition that marks the earning of a degree and moving on to the next stage of life. At this time, I invite all of Class of 2020 graduates to turn your tassels and celebrate your significant accomplishment today. Congratulations, everyone.